Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronosplays Apollo Justice. Today, we're talking to Machi about the Cocoon. But first, my voice is a little hoarse. I'm not sure if it come across. I had an eventful day today. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to be able to record today. I guess we can talk about that now. We can't really talk about going forward because I'm going to be too busy reading text. But a person decided, well, I don't know. So we had a drunk driver come down my neighborhood around 2 o'clock today, destroying a bunch of signs, hitting cars, fences, took out a basketball hoop, almost hit my neighbor and his dog. He drove through my yard. Thankfully, he didn't hit anything of mine. I was outside with Casey at the time, and he came like not even a minute later, drove right where we were standing, so that could have been a lot worse. Yeah, it was an eventful day. After that, I put Casey in the house and I ran over with a bunch of people around the town, not the town, but the neighborhood, to, well, get him out of his car, and thankfully we did that before the cops arrived. But yeah, eventful day. Don't drink and drive, okay? Okay, kids, don't drink and drive, please. Good fucking God. To be fair, I've lived here for, God, I don't know, 15, 16 years at this point, I feel like. Around 2009, I think I moved to this house, so it's never happened like that before. We've had some issues here and there with some idiots, but never anything like this. But yeah, for obvious reasons, due to a bunch of shouting, talking with the police officers, and the jazz, my throat's not doing too hot, but I wanted to play I wanted to play Baldur's Gate as well. Thankfully, I have a bunch of rebirths I've already recorded, but let's go on and talk to Machi. I almost called you Mochi for about the Cocoon. Mochi was a monster from Monster Rancher, right? It's a food, Chronos. I know. That's what the monster's named after, though. The Cocoon! What is this Cocoon, anyways? The Cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? So it's not well, I guess technically it's still a drug, but not one you take to get high? It must cure some disease. It's a cure for incuratiz. Incuratiz? A cure for incuratiz. Replica of a cocoon from which a remedy for incuratiz may be extracted. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives the kid saved by sharing the medicine. I don't think that's up to him. I do not understand the reason myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is, a cure. Miss LaTroyce was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi? Machi, you weren't... He couldn't be a smuggler, he's so little! Well, you're only 15, you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. Also, sort of? What do you mean by that? She said sort of. Oh, I have to copy that. To have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. Hey, you know what a penalty in this world is for also murdering in Japanifornia? In Japan, I think, as well. I mean, I don't know if California has a death penalty. They used to. I think every place used to, at the very least. But that's right, it's punishable by death. About the case. What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Troy's death? The meeting's over. Darian? What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call from Machi from the Borginian embassy. The meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on. Piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you either of you. Huh? Hey, he's not on the case. He can't actually do that. Darn it, we're so close. Oh, God. Is that kid about to be killed? Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow, in court. Okay, so Darian is the killer. And Machi's about to die. Save progress? Sure. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, well, this is it. Today's the day all goes down. And then there was yesterday. It's like this just happened yesterday. Yeah, I know. That's cool. Go back and watch that part of the video I just did. Oh my God, you're doing the whole thing? Okay. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Just hear a zipper noise. What was that? He is heard but unseen. Oh, it's a magician. He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Valgamery, I exclaimed as he walked in through the door. Normally. Oh man. Now my voice is a little, my throat's a little torn up apparently today. Well, for obvious reasons. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valiant? A preposterous proposition. How could I stand to stand upon a stand? Why, my secret would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. This is why I intend to remain hidden and vaulted at a higher day. With vanity magic? Indeed. I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. A warning? What? A grand grammary glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. That thing you do in Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, wait. Is that WoW? No, that's No, wait. No, glamour is Final Fantasy XIV. Transmog is WoW, right? You can't answer me because this is pre-recorded and not live, so, you know. Glamour... Put it down in the comments for what your answer is, whether this is WoW or Final Fantasy XIV now. Glamour FF14. Oh shit. Glamour Collection! Final Fantasy XIV. How do you glamour in Final Fantasy XIV? How do I turn my gear into glamour? Alright. So, transmogrification. Oh, transmog Final Fantasy XIV? Glamours. Oh. WoW. WoWhead's transmog guy. Okay, so transmog is WoW. What is transmog in WoW? A system that allows you to change appearance. Wow, okay, great. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Very well! And there he goes. He sure seems happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting things up, like people or elephants, or the Eiffel Tower. Anything really. He was talking about what we saw at the concert. Lamiroir's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. What do we meant by the root of all that has happened? Probably whatever way they use to do the trick is how they killed the guy, maybe? I don't know. Right? So, Hairman was on stage. We know he messed up his guitar, though, which I'm assuming is going to come into play now that I say that out loud. And then... But how? So we know we have the transceivers for the earpiece and the fire. We know Machi was in the vent because apparently he's the only one that could be in the vent. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Excuse me, sir? Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is a first? It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great, I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas or porn. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Yeah, I think he said terminally ill, right? Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son? Oh, that's right! Oh, are we gonna get a Cocoon thing to hail him? Remember yesterday morning, the judge said he had to go to visit him after the trial. There was an article about it in the newspaper. Venus, please don't headbutt the mic. If you care to read about it, she's sitting in my lap right now. If you care to read about it, sure. Oh yeah, and Curious. Where have I heard that before? Yesterday, you idiot. We just had a flashback on it. Oh, I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Great. I'll leave the TV guide page to me. Just try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. Apparently the only thing I get out of life is the funnies. My apologies for the delay. Well, my apologies for reading a newspaper. Disease strikes closer to home than ever. And Curious system first case in country. I want to look that up because I've never heard of that before, but I don't know if it's a fake disease that would give me spoilers, so I'm going to wait to the end of the trial to do that. Sorry for my delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say his name again? Machi Toby, whatever. Our suspects, Fortissimo. Right. It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. Pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. And curious, was it? That article said there was no known cure. Here, Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Or if you are having such a problem coming to terms with it, maybe substitute a judge? Or hold off the trial for like another day or so? Now is the time for law. Indeed. I don't know why I was like, is that the guy from Tekken? That's the guy from Tekken, right, Law? He's like a Bruce Lee cosplayer or knockoff. I don't really remember. I haven't played Tekken since the third one. I don't even know if he's still in Tekken. We left off quite the juncture yesterday. Y'all can read all that? No, and sorry for the yawning. My God, how unprofessional. Oh, come on, speak faster. They need a fast forward button. It used to be if you hold B, you just speed through this shit. Definitely not auto. Maybe there's a way to skip that, but still. What a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star in a session cliffhanger as a suspect? Ask the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescent is a member of my band, the Gaviniers. He's also a detective, making this current charge serious indeed. Yet after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file a new charge. And your reason is? Weren't you aware here, Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Cavaliers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamiroir, and Machi, along with a drummer and a bassist, but they don't get named because they're very unimportant. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lamiroir and the defendant, Miss Machi Toby, had left the stage at that point, and the Cavaliers were already rocking. This is when two shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard from Detective Emma Sky, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lamiroir herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say heard the moment of the crime, when she claims to have heard Mr. LaTroyce and Detective Crescent talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely, Detective Crescent was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila! A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objection. I believe we can safely say that Darren Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means that Lamiroir was sadly mistaken. The testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections... Okay, Apollo, if he declares the verdict now... the prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lamiroir might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? Yeah, you mean when... he was about to rat out, I'm assuming, Darian? Machi was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him under oath. Very well. The court finds the defendant. What was his name again? Objection! Hi, Your Honor. No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquise or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... The defense calls defendant Machi Toby to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. That doesn't mean he doesn't get a chance to defend himself, though. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as I love you and where's the toilet. That's a handy phrase to have. The defense would like to request Lamiroir as the interpreter. Lamiroir? That is definitely a conflict of interest. But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant, exactly. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo here, Forehead. Here, Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lamiroir lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant Lamiroir to the witness stand. Hello! You guys can both fit up there, huh? I suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? This cannot be the first time. I mean... maybe, I guess. Like, yeah, maybe there is just not many immigrant trials that happen here. I don't know. I would imagine there would be other cases where someone couldn't speak English, right? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamiroir. He says Machi Toby, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. I guess. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? Oh, yeah, if I would what, Your Honor? Would you what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you like to have him testify about? What do I want to have him testify about? Oh, I haven't thought about that. Apollo! Are you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak? Yes, Lamiroir. Just now, Machi said there is something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify on something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. Ah, the suspense is killing me.
What?
What? What? Well, Lamira?
According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence.
What? Those pants look uncomfortable. This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! We didn't do shit. This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Machi, please testify to the court.
Very well. He says that word of Miss Latroce's death came as a great shock, but if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English and he doesn't understand them.
I see. He wouldn't have understood English lyrics in the song. That would prevent him from following them closely.
I wonder what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamira to know the meaning of that song.
Lamira, did you ever explain the lyrics to the song to him?
I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in much detail, and he never asked.
Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lamira might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yeah, okay. Something's hidden in this testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. Ah, fuck. It worked yesterday, it'll work today. Okie dokie. Sure. Hi, Venus. We're Machi and Mr. LaTroce close.
Yes, after we traveled around the world on tour together.
Lamira, this is Machi's cross-examination, not yours.
But I knew the answer.
This is a court of law. We'll play by the book.
I understand.
And prosecute again, tough. He really is tough.
Machi said he was very good friends with Mr. LaTroce. Mr. LaTroce was always a gentleman, never angry. We got along quite well. I never dreamed something like this would happen.
The guitar serenade, correct?
Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the key ring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it would not have been me.
That's a horrible quote-unquote proof, by the way. I mean, come on. I don't think the kid killed the dude to begin with. It's just kind of weird, right? The whole thing is kind of weird, right? Because, one, Mr. LaTroce, giant dude. You took his gun, 14-year-old took his gun and killed him. Not only that, you took his gun, got around him so that you were facing the other side and then shot him and then fled. By could not have done it, you mean... The layout of this thing actually is confusing me. Where the fuck is it? That's all just right here. Like... Yeah, how did you shoot him in that position where the bullets went to that side? You must have been behind him. But that doesn't make any sense.
It's very simple. Machi could not have done it, all the things that happened that day. For all those things follow the song lyrics closely.
And he says English, doesn't understand them. Well, he does, actually. We definitely have noticed that he reacts to words that we say. Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics?
He did know this song was about its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar in love. It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours is also a valid interpretation.
Okay.
No, it's my fault. I am too used to singing Borginian. It is much easier trying to understand these English lyrics.
Yeah, I knew he was innocent. I believe he is too, Trucy, I do.
What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something?
Something's hidden in the testimony, yeah, I know. No reaction there. No reaction there. Reaction there.
What? I have no idea. I'm like, oh man, I keep going back and forth here. I have to use my bracelet, right, to perceive? There's gotta be something. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm assuming it's Machi. We have to. Maybe. Oh shit. Maybe it only hit like. We can just back up. So, okay, we'll keep an eye on. Oh, hello. Jesus Christ. Apparently we can see through your glasses. Okay, you know what? It's gonna be your eyes then. I should probably let it play out completely. You know, no, we'll go like, no, pass. Definitely nothing there. Well, it might not be his eyes, but the fact that we can look through his fucking sunglasses in this mode kind of makes it feel like your eyes are gonna be doing something weird. You're probably gonna make a new, like, expression. Pass. At least we don't get penalized for this. Is it not your eye? Oh, it's your eyes. Yeah, confirm. I actually thought there was not going to be anything in his eyes. I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to go down to his, like, fucking waist or something? It doesn't go down that far. Machi, you can't fool my eyes. Your glance towards her the very moment Lemire said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Machi is saying this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for it, for this language. That is all. What? Give me a break. Is it that unusual? Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but I'm part Spanish. I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It's simple. So simple that it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? The Burgundian Daily Bugle. Which does not mention the lyrics. You can buy it in this country these days too, you know. Or, you know, just search the internet. Have you already begun the report? They have already begun the report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying! Maybe it's time to show them the proof that he's lying. The little shit. I have here the Burgundian newspaper, the Burgundian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. You fucking liar. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in the Burgundian newspaper. Is your hair a little wing? What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning, yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyric was not brought up in the police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspapers, and the police didn't mention it.
The only place you could have heard it then was in the courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself.
Machi says,
Yes?
It is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned the lyrics. I was mistaken. I now remember.
You remember?
He says he heard of the lyrics from me.
What? Is this true, Lamiroir?
Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself.
Then it looks like here Forehead has been jumping to conclusions again. Or, I don't know, the witnesses that have a tendency of lying are just fucking lying again. Who would have thunk it? It seems so, yes. No. I was onto something, I know it! I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with your cross-examination?
What are you gonna do, Apollo?
I'm gonna keep on cross-examining. I better have an angle attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, then you must. Very well, witness.
I understand.
Okay. Okay, so we don't see the twitches outside of bracelet view then. I would assume, I guess. Exactly how did you explain to Machi? How much do you explain?
Ah, that is a question for me, yes?
This interpretation thing is getting old fast.
I told him that Mr. Troyes had been killed and why he was a suspect. I told him about the crimes of the day that followed my song.
Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart?
Yes, of course I explained this. He was quite surprised.
Yeah, I knew he was innocent! I believe he is too, Trucy, but clearly he's a fucking liar! Okay. It's gonna be on her. Yours is the neck thing, right? Yep.
Gotcha!
Lamiroir, I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be so uncertain?
Me, uncertain? Yeah, you swallowed the very moment you told the court.
It was I who explained.
I see there's a little point in trying to hide anything from you.
Lamiroir, are you indeed protecting someone?
That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself.
Then allow me to answer for you. Lamiroir, you're protecting... this guy! No, it was Machi. Lamiroir, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help. I do, actually, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you, but you've lied to us twice, and now you have Lamiroir lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me, too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English, you have to. Ah! Witness, is this true? Do you understand English?
Yeah, a little. Only.
What? First I couldn't see, now I can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamiroir.
No, I did not. It is quite a surprise.
How many secrets is this witness hiding?
This is last.
Machi, could you tell us what really happened?
No shooting. I did not shoot.
So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard the 2 gunshots, correct?
Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either.
I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor.
Which would be after the shooting, right?
Then his voice.
Voice?
Or voices, was it you or Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Troyes was already been shot. And then we came into the door.
Panel high up, I take off, run away.
So it was you who escaped through the air vent.
As the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession?
No, he's clearly denied that he did it.
No, I had no shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor.
The victim has already been shot, you say. I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter.
Does the defendant have anything to say to this?
He clammed up, Apollo.
Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from this witness? Is this it? Is there nothing else to get at him for testifying about? Wait, no, of course there is. This bribe we can hand to the... Oh no, it's fake. Never mind. I was like, hey, judge, this cures that son's ailment. Maybe an innocent verdict makes it yours. Okie dokie.
He won't tell me, yeah.
The Cocoon has to have something to do with this. It would be weird if it didn't. Machi, please tell us the truth, for your own sake.
No, no more speaking, not to any of you.
So much for your precious trust here, Forehead.
Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him.
Regardless, this brings us to an impasse.
It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so they might proceed. Oh, that took almost an hour in-game time, wow.
Apollo, Justice?
That's justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some.
Believe, I had no shooting.
Machi claims Mr. Choice was already down on the ground when he entered the room.
Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it?
Suddenly, I hear a revolver close, very close. Then I hear a voice.
You heard gunshots.
Yes, it's true, I hear a revolver. But only sound.
Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Choice already dead, and then you heard gunshots? That's true.
So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard the shots?
And you escaped through the air vent.
I know.
Huh? When do you know?
I know if opening vent. If I open it, I can leave stage and backstage.
So the vent went to both the stage and the backstage area? That's true, is that what he means?
Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo.
Yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that?
Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something.
What? That's stupid. I hear this from Magician.
Magician?
Don't look at me!
A magician, huh?
Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Choice.
Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body, then heard the shots? That one's going to go over well in court. Not.
Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says. Even lies.
No.
That's what Daddy always told me.
Well, that's not surprising, I guess. I'll just pretend you misheard him every time. So, what do we do?
You're supposed to... You sure you won't testify, Machi?
No talking, no.
Well, it was worth a shot.
That Cocoon. Oh, hey, Machi, if you testify, I promise to try not to send you back to Borginia.
I'm not gonna do that.
But, hey, I'll tell you I will. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach.
That's the spirit, Apollo. What's your plan?
If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify.
Someone else.
I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there.
Right!
Who else is gonna fucking testify? Magician Man's already gone. Hair Man? The court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. He says, fuck y'all. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame. And here I thought that was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamiroir.
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lamira's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can't.
Lamira was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamira dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself.
What? I heard no such report.
Prosecutor Gavin, why would anyone be out to kill Lamira? Can you think of a reason?
Well,
think of how she is known in our country, a singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think. I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latrois. The killer who was afraid of her after what she might say. The defense believed that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out.
So, am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamira's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover.
Exactly. If Lamira was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. I forgot that Gavin did not know that. Or the fact that we didn't tell the judge or anything like that at the start of the trial today is also very surprising. There was some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lamira's testimony once more.
Hi, Lamira. How's it going?
Lamira, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak.
You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this.
Let's review your testimony from yesterday next time. Thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.